So I am in Wadsworth, Ohio, Medina County. Let me give you a backstory because I'm in a cemetery. My grandmother and my uncle years ago made a family tree thing. They've done it for years. They gave it then when they finished years ago before she passed away. They've done it for a long time. They gave each member of the family a CD of, you know, each person. So there was documents and photos of family members throughout the decades going back to the 1700s. And it turns out that one of our family members going through MIM and COAS and blah 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 was a Revolutionary War person, Revolutionary War soldier. Turns out I think he was my grandfather way down the line on my grandmother's side. I think my grandfather's side was more German, but I could be wrong. But I have documents, even back a document that shows through the CD that he applied for military benefits after they won the war in the Revolutionary War. And his son fought in the War of 1812, Michael Browse Jr., Michael Browse Sr. So that's why I'm here to find his grave, because I'm probably the only one in the family that's done it. I'm not sure if my grandmother and my uncle have come out here, because they live in the southern part of Ohio near Cincinnati, and this is near Cleveland. So it just so happens I'm out here for other reasons, but I thought I'd look through the cemetery and find his grave and document it. So that's why I'm here. So I'm in back of a cemetery where there's older graves.
I'm trying to find his grave.
And here's one here that's 1862 to 1930. Now he's got several.
This is him, right?
Yeah. See, because it kind of looks like it's out in the open. He's got, according to the grave site, Find a Grave, he's got several family members that are buried next to him. And I wanted to see if Mim, which is on my grandmother's side, is one of the family members. But we do have documents. An interesting part about it is I got a family member since the Revolutionary War that's been in every single war up to the war in Iraq, which my brother was in Mosul for a year. So we've documented that. And of course my stepfather's in the Vietnam War. Even on my dad's side there was a soldier that died in the Civil War in one of the famous Civil War prisons, but I can't remember which one it is. So still looking. Yes, there's a tree in the background near his grave. There's all kinds of trees in the background.
But if you're looking for the shape and the color of that stone next to a tree, it narrows it down.
Just the way you sounded. The way you sounded. Like by his grave, there's a tree. Really? There's a Kunkler. Look, it's Hattie Kunkler. I want to be named Kunkler. As you can see in one of my videos, when we went to Gettysburg, there's a tombstone of someone that passed away that fought in Gettysburg. Oh no, it's a tomb to the unknown dead. Post Eaton Relief Corps. It says Gettysburg and Spotsylvania. So I guess it's those who fought in the Civil War. Memorial to the Civil War veterans. This town was named after a Civil War or a Revolutionary War hero. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe they knew each other, because Michael Browse lived to be 107 years old. So that's crazy. there ain't no way anybody in my family's gonna live to be 170. But wouldn't that be cool? 107 years old, man. They do have a tombstone with a picture of his wife. So I come to the back of a cemetery where there's old graves, and here's one that's fallen over. Crocher, but I don't think that's. This could be it right here because it kind of looks like it. But it has a bunch of them. No, it has a. It should have a Revolutionary War tag next to it. And Michael Browse Jr. is buried next to him. So. That kind of looks like it though. But you look at the graves. There's other graves next to it. These are all falling down. So they have statues over there, but I don't know what that is. That one's a memorial up there. I hate this fact it's going to rain. So we saw a picture of this house over here, and we think we found it because there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of Brouses buried next to it.
1776, War of 1812. You want me to take a picture?
Yeah, because there's another one here, but it fell over. I can't read it. Somebody got a hole dug there. I'm not going to be able to read this. So I don't know what these tombstones are. So one of these people, probably this guy, it's probably a groundhog hole or something, knocked this tombstone over. And here's 1884. This one's pretty new, but this is it. It's Michael Browse Sr. and Michael Browse Jr. He was in the War of 1812, so that's probably Michael Browse Jr.'s wife, because it says, looks like it says Susan. And I don't know what's over here. These are smaller tombstones. Maybe they're children, even though it's spelled differently. That one's E.L. They could have spelled it wrong when they did the tombstone.
All the time, actually.
This one looks a little worn out.
So he fought in the 1812?
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's probably his wife next to it. You can't read that anymore. This one here. I don't know. I can't read what that says. Then we got some over here. Here's one, War of 1812, but you can't read it. This is Bowman. That's a shame. I wish I had the money. I would fix this. This thing fell over and you can't. That's more probably, I don't know who that is. Wish there's a way to read these. Looks like 1705, but it could be months or years. That's probably groundhog, because it comes out the other side. Clark. There's Sherman, Booker, Blocker. I'm trying to see what other graves are over here. There's one died in 1855. That one you can't read. This one, I don't know what this one is. John McCreeger. Died 1848. 52 years old. They got a lot of 1812 plaques over here. There's one there, and then there's one here. Now this is the Civil War. Huh? Yeah. And there's a Civil War monument down there. I wonder if it's oh, it can't be the guy that built the town. I mean, look, there's another grave over here, but it's barely, it's just Julia. I can't believe they don't even try to do something about these. When's the last person to come and visit these graves? It makes you wonder. I can't read these to see if these are any other family members. Wish there's a way to identify what these say. I'm guessing these are probably children because they're so small. Alright, well, that's pretty cool. Take a paper and a pen, and you'd have to have a big enough pen to, or big enough paper. So she just told me that he lived till 6 years before the Civil War broke out. Can you believe that? 6 years. I'm seeing a bunch of graves in this place, in this graveyard, Woodlawn Cemetery. That's got a bunch of War of 1812 soldiers buried here. And here's another one. Well, that's Civil War, Ohio infantry. But there's one right there, 1812. I go further up here, and then there's another one up here of Kissinger. There's some more up here, but this is the Revolutionary War. Keep in mind, there's not too many of these cemeteries or graves like this anymore. This is a Revolutionary War grave. Here's a Revolutionary War veteran here. Died 1846. Removed from Western Star Cemetery. His son died in 1842. Revolutionary War soldier, 66 years old. So there's a lot of them here, and there's one there. Apparently, we saw a picture on the Find a Grave site that's a stone that has his name on it with a bunch of other names, and we can't seem to find it anywhere. So according to that picture, it should have been next to his, but it's not. Another Civil War grave. Another one, War of 1812. Can't hardly read it. Looks like 1937, but could be 1837. Probably 1837. And then here's another one. Kirkham. Revolutionary War soldier. So there's a lot of them that were buried here, a lot of soldiers. So I kind of wonder if back in the day, if they all knew each other, kind of had like a kind of a group of people that, you know, or maybe they all moved out here, a whole group. And that's a Civil War grave, and there's one that was born in 1812. Spanish War Memorial. This tablet is erected in honor of those who gave their service to the cause of liberty and humanity, the War of the American Revolution. And there he is, Michael Browse. Buried at Western Star, the other ones, erected by the Portage Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution in 1923. This is a memorial that the Revolutionary Sons of the Daughters of the Revolutionary War made in 1923, and it's got Michael Browse's name on it. It's a plaque that was made. Of course, over here, which is interesting, it's a Spanish War Memorial, and that, according to this, is a porthole cover from the battleship Maine, blown up in the harbor of Havana in 1898. 265 lives were lost, and it started the Spanish-American War. So that's kind of interesting that they have this porthole cover into the rock. So anyway, appreciate you watching, and kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool that I did this, you know. It's kind of cool. I'm glad I had a chance to, because who knows how long it's been, and who knows how long it's going to be next time.
Hey everybody, don't forget to check out Reverse 96 FM on TuneIn, Streema, and now InternetRadio.com.